What's up, y'all? This Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill. I'm your girl, Kimmy Kim, with my boy.
It's your boy from Illinois, your homie from Wyoming, Eddie. What's good with yourself? Yes. I always start a little song, That's our little dizzle. And this morning I'm sipping on some coffee. My girl is sipping on uh
Yep, I'm
some
sipping on
tea,
some caramel tea.
some caramel tea. And this is how we get down in the morning.
Yep,
Um this is my Sagittarius cup because we're both a Sagittarius. My
that's right.
partner and I. So that's the thing. We got these little cute little things like so. Not only are we have the same last name and we're not
Mm-hmm.
related, we also are born in the same month in the same zodiac sign, which is pretty cool.
Pretty cool.
And this is the only person. This is gonna be some funny stuff. We got some characters I want to present to y'all. This is the only person that impromptu I could come off the cuff with something crazy, and she's in there like, "Oh, this is what we doing." She's just like, it's one of the most amazing things. So anyway, good morning. And today
Good
is Motivational
morning.
Monday, and we're going to get it cracking and that's be motivating, right? My Kimmy
Yep.
Kim always get us cracking, as
I
you all
want
know.
I want to throw a little gem in there to piggyback off my boy Ed. We also have a son that has the exact same name,
Yes, we have
and then
sons,
a
and they're the
and then
same age.
yeah, same age, same name. That we will be bringing on the show, both of them. We
Yes,
think they
yes,
awesome. Of course, we know y'all will think the same thing because they got awesome parents.
right,
And then, well, all our children, just give a shout out to all our children, is very awesome. We love them to
right,
death. I'm a
right.
mom of four boys, and Ed has,
Three boys and a girl. So we're both
yeah.
parents of four. She just missed the girl thing by a hair, but it's okay.
But I just incorporate me one.
But you know what? Eden Rain has little dimples, so she could be like a
Oh,
fake. She has a
okay.
dimples,
I
right?
appreciate it. I
Because
appreciate it.
really, and it's so funny because Angie and I, neither one of us have dimples. Like Angie has a dimple on her chin, like the Dylan, but all our kids has dimples, and Edie has the most inset, deepest dimples. It's kind of funny, so it kind of matches out, kind of like
Yeah.
daughterish, right?
Yep,
Like
that's
if you walk down the
daughterish.
street, they could be like, "Wait a minute, is it?" You be
Okay.
like, "Well,
We could
not
be
really, but
family,
okay,
but
yeah."
that's the beauty of it. As we speaking of motivational Monday, and I know we giving our little gems out with our family, but we hope you guys have that as well. Like, it is great to have something wonderful. I feel like with my partner that I have developed a brand new family that I'm very, very excited about meeting and incorporating in my life because he's not going anywhere. You know what I'm saying? And we want to keep giving all these gems to y'all. So we have much, much love. If you got family and people that mean something to you through a friend
Mhm.
or somebody else, it doesn't matter if you have a bloodline. Believe me, if you got that person, you can lean on and be there. So I would like to say that I'm extending myself to his family as he is extending to mine.
I am sending the same thing, the same graciousness to your family.
Yeah.
And one of my favorites right now, which I kind of fake know, is my little buddy Demar. Me and Demar are the same age, and we like Roblox, and we're gonna play 1v1. I think he's gonna kick my butt in the games. I think I talked some crap to him. Like I could beat him. He's gonna kick my butt, but he don't know. I'm gonna act like I know what I'm doing and like get my
Just to
tail
let
whipped.
you know that you is truly the highlight of the Mars life. It's something how we little like we think like, oh, I can't wait to have a weekend getaway. I can do that. But remember when you was young?
Hmm.
Like for me, I remember this one thing, and it's so silly now. But
Hmm.
then as the young Kimmy Kim, I always liked it a Big Mac, small fry, and a shake when it used to be like $2 for that whole meal.
Yeah.
And whenever I knew that I was getting that, I thought I was the bum. Like I'm like I did really good, mom. I got A's. I was like I'm
Right.
getting that. That was
Mm.
like a big thing, and it's so exciting. But I think we need to live our life like we're young. Sometimes we have to still remind and go back to that. And I say that because right now my son's little highlight is the fact that he get to play Roblox with Ed this week. He just,
Right.
I mean, that's his good morning. I'm like, good
Yeah.
morning. He going to school and he was like, my Ed's coming, and I'm like, yeah, and it just means everything. As anyone know, as a mom, when your child is excited, it just brightens up your day. And I'm like, wow, you really that excited? He's like, yeah, because he said that he can do this. So he like, he want to
Which
show
is
it
a
to us. So
total. I'm so whack on that, but I mean, he's gonna beat the hell out of me on that game. But I'm gonna act like I'll let you win. You know what I'm saying? Because
right,
I'm trying to be your friend. That's what friends do. You may
right.
not know nothing about that because friends let friends win. So if you let me lose, that means you're really not my friend. So I'm gonna do that
Right.
with him. So he gonna be like, "What the world?" But
And
but
then
yeah,
just not just Dylan, but the other Dylan. I mean, not just Demar, but my other Dylan is like, okay, I'm finna meet my boy. He can relate. Ed
right.
plays a he plays a guy that actually is one of my favorite characters. I love him to play. I think he's talented in every character he plays. But he plays June, which relates to our boys, which is
Yes.
Dylan
And
and both
Dylan.
of our Dylans. They
Right.
he relates to them in a way, and it was just so funny. I was with my Dylan, and we were driving a car, and we were playing our show. And my son, just to see him cracking up laughing, and was like, "Mom, where did he get this from?" And then I said, "Because he has a Dylan like you, same age." And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah." So when you're a parent, you pick up stuff,
Mm-hmm. You
you
have
know.
to, because you got to relate to them. You know, sometimes you can't just be like this, that, the other. You got to be like, let me hear what y'all talking about. What you
Right.
know, what's going on with you. So on our motivational Monday, we really want to, I guess, the lean in that direction. Like really, I guess, really lean into and pull your family closer. And I
Yeah.
was always taught that nothing's more important than family. And again, like Kimmy said, it's not necessarily just the people you are blood related to,
Yeah.
but people who love you and ingratiate you into their own, who rocks
Yeah.
with you. Y'all on the same page. I motivate you to go out there today. You know what? It's black. She said Black People's Month. It's the love month. Reach out to somebody you haven't talked to in a while.
Yeah.
I know
Tell them you
sometimes it's
miss them, you
awkward.
love them.
You tell them you miss them and you love them. Sometimes it's a little awkward. Like the more the days pass, it's like a little harder. Like I should have hit them. Damn it, and it gets
Right.
harder to kind of reach out. But just take the chance, reach out. And then I always say this too, Kim. This is one of the things I do. I'm going to do my part in the relationship. I'm going to reach out. And sometimes you don't do it. You don't necessarily have to do it because you know they're going to receive you so greatly. You doing it because you know that out of the genuineness of your heart, you're doing what you know is right for you guys. If they don't receive it, it's fine. But I did what I was supposed to do. It's almost when about when they talk about the word, like my job is to give the seed. I'm gonna
Mm-hmm.
tell you about God, but I can't make you accept him. But I did my job. I told you that this existed. And so your job when it comes to your family is to reach out and say, hey, I love you. I miss you. I'm gonna make the first step. They may be like, I ain't heard from you in a long time. You know what? I feel you. I know I'm releasing that. I love you and I care about you. And I'm gonna say it. So just do that today.
And but I'm, as peoples, I gotta go there because Black people, we be like, and even different races. I know somebody that like that. But when Ed say that, you say, I ain't, I'm not doing that. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I ain't talking to the nigga. He could have called me. He could have talked to me. He could do that. We do all that. And then you say, like you said, when you forgive somebody, it's not for them. Like forgive somebody, like we just said, love on somebody, reach out to somebody, but forgive somebody. They don't got to know, but just within yourself, forgive somebody today. Find in your
Mm,
heart, find it in your mind. Forgive somebody that wronged you, and they don't got to know you. Forgive them for you, because at the end of the day, that's a lot of bad energy that you keep walking around. All to do
yeah,
is grow into a health problem.
you're right about that.
Black
You're
people,
right
that's
about that.
it. It's all to do is grow into a health problem. That's it. So if you want to be released from things, and then I don't like when, as he was saying earlier, Black people don't do this. I released it. I said it to you, but you still got an attitude and angry, all that behind it. If you really release it and you letting it go, do it with love then.
Yeah,
And when
release
you
it.
reach out, don't be like, look, I'm calling you now. You got to do it with love. So I'm gonna
Do it with
start off
love.
with my first motivation topic not topic, but my first motivation that I want to give. This one is called Let Them. So let them judge you, let them misunderstood you, let them misunderstand you, let them gossip about you. Their opinions is not your problem.
Mm-hmm.
You stay kind, committed to love, and free in your authenticity of who you are. No matter what they do or say, don't you dare doubt your worth or the beauty of your truth.
Mm.
So just what we're saying right now, like people gonna talk about you, gossip about you, misunderstand you, all that. Their opinions are not your problem. You know what I'm saying? Somebody don't like you, that's on them. They don't got nothing to do with you. But I
Mm-hmm.
think a lot of people react after that. When she don't like me anyway. She don't listen. I was just saying to Ed, it was about something totally different, but it applies to every situation.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes when a person, you don't know a person, you can misjudge because you got your own insecurity and they might not rock the way you might used to rocking with other people. I
Mm-hmm.
know I'm an extrovert when I gotta be, but really I'm an introvert. I really am. When I say my circle's small, I really don't really mess with nobody. So I have the same thing, same people. But with that said, everybody is different. You got to be able to understand that person ways and the way they review things. Maybe you got to find a way to connect to them on your own,
Mm-hmm.
not always through that person. So I'm gonna go directly to, I think one of the most challenging relationships is that people that have, you're married or you in a relationship and you have outside children, and you
Mm.
talking to that person parent, and it's very, very difficult because y'all got underlying issues, and it's usually because one or the other still want to be with one another. So that's
Mm.
when all that frick and frat stuff jumping off. But real talk, if it was me, for example, and Ed and I were together, and I had an outside kid, but I'm with Ed, but I got another baby daddy, and every time he coming around, he acting a damn fool. My
Mm.
thing is that since the person I am, I'm with, this is my guy. I'm with Ed, and but yet I was with him, and we have a kid. What I think that will get rid of all the frit and frat is that I got to be the one to stand up and simply say, and this is what it called when people don't want to. This is pride. You don't really want to do it, but I would simply say, listen, he's not going nowhere. This, you're my past, he's my future, and
Mm.
he loves our child, which is a
Mm.
bonus. You know, understand what I'm saying? So maybe you might be feeling some sort of kind of way. The door ain't closed. You still hoping it come open. You hope he go to work and bust his toe and die, and then I come running back to you. You know, you got all kind of crazy thoughts. You know, but then I hit him with, I'm pregnant now, and he, oh, really? Yeah. So what I'm saying is that's just letting you know that we're still over here being fruitful and multiplying and moving on. Okay, while you still stuck in the past, it's not worth it.
Right.
But now if you're doing some shisty stuff and dipping, and every time you get mad with your current person and you go back to the other person and messing with them, then you the one keeping all that freaking frat going on.
Yeah. Keeping
But
that
real,
bullshit
yeah,
going.
but real talk, just be like, listen, I want us to get along. Like, I think it's very important for us to get along because you are part of my life. It's not gonna go nowhere. And the whole point is about that child. It's not about me and you. Being a parent, a mom or a dad, is not the same relationship being in a relationship with one another. That child is who your priority should be. Find
Mm-hmm.
a way to get along, BP people, because it's not worth it. It's messing our children up. With my next one, I say my daily motivation is hate has 4 letters, but so does love. Enemies has 7 letters, but so does friends. Lying has 5 letters, but so does truth. Cry has 3 letters, but so is joy. Wrong has 5 letters, but so is right. Hurt has 4 letters, but so does heal. You can choose the positive over the negative. It's completely up to you. Okay? I got
That I
one
think I
more.
love that one.
One more, one more, one more. I say daily motivation of life, rules to win in the day. You need to be confident. A lot of times we are biggest critic. I know I am. I'm the hardest on myself more than anybody can ever be on me. So sending those positive vibes your way, just focus on positive vibes only.
Mm-hmm.
Focus on the strengths over your weaknesses.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes, you know, I say this all the time. You know, it's kind of redundant to keep saying it here, but it's sometimes you got to keep saying it to yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and that is change your mindset. It truly will change your life. So
Mm-hmm.
focus on your strengths and not your weaknesses, and choose legacy over currency.
Mm.
You
I
know,
like it.
generational wealth. Provide value and then value people's, and get your ass to work. Get to work. And
Mm.
whatever you do, people, don't stop learning. I promise you, I'm never ever going to be content and say, okay, I got this all. You know, just like Edwin and I doing this show, y'all don't see a lot of graphics and everything. But you know what I'm saying? We straight in the basement right now. Okay, just like Amazon, he started in the garage. We're in the basement, but you see where he went from the doggone garage to where he at today. You know what I'm saying? So that's where we at. We in the basement right now, and we okay with that. But we're gonna keep learning so we can get up out the basement.
Right.
If you got one, Ed, you can bring it to. But that's my motivation
So
today.
that's so on top of that, when it comes to family, there's a statement I say, and I use this, and I use this throughout my particular family, especially within my siblings. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And I told you about this. There is no falling out. I don't let money or situations fall out. If it ain't, and this is just my perspective, if it ain't rape, molestation, or murder, those everything else should be overcomable. And there's been situations where people, even in those states where this molestation, rape, and murder has transpired within family, some families seem to find a way to work through it and get through it, which is extreme and ridiculous. But people find a way. If it's not those things, you shouldn't be falling out. There should be misunderstandings. There's a default mechanism that I put within my family. If my sister asks me for $500 and all I got is $550, I'm not giving her $500. I'm gonna give her whatever it is that I can give her. That if she doesn't give it back, it's no problem. So what I'm doing is I don't borrow, I don't loan money to my family. I give it to them, and I'm not giving it to them on the stake of this is all I have. Because if I'm in a situation where I'm losing my situation, I don't have enough to pay my rent, and I'm giving it to you, hoping you're gonna pay me back before the first, and you don't pay it back, that can cause you to fall out. So I don't even put myself in that situation. I'm giving it to them. If they happen to give it back, it's a blessing. Thank you. I'm giving them this. So I'll get myself out of that situation. And I was telling you that. I said there's no falling out because the situation is what it is. It's based off a relationship, not off the contract. It's off the relationship, not the contract. If I'm doing some understanding that this is what you're getting. If you fall through, if you come through what your agreement is for it, that's fine. But if you don't, I've already my heart said, there you go. So my motivation to use this. If it's family, family is far beyond transactions and just deals. Family is far beyond what happens in circumstances. So in your mind, if that's your family, there's nothing more important than family. Don't put a barrier out there that's going to create a wedge. Don't if you're going to do something, do it because you love them. Do it because you wanted to see them better, not because I got to make sure that I get this back. Because then there's a transaction. And sometimes, now how I look at myself, I'm writing 2 books. I look at myself as a person that's a leader. We talk about being a leader and a boss. A leader has vision for others other than themselves. So when I think about I'm not thinking about what Ed works. I'm looking at, okay, Kim works here, Kim does this. So I'm looking, or Peter does this, John does this. So I'm looking at what all their gifts and strengths are, and I give them according to what I feel they can do. I'm seeing a projection for what can happen. So what I do is I think for others. Now, that ain't everybody, but I'm thinking about what can happen with them. As your family, as you go forward today in this month, think about who your people are, who your family are, what you can afford to give people, but do it out of love and not expecting anything in return, because what you're going to get is greater than what that particular transaction you gave them anyway. So my motivation is that there's no falling out when it comes to your family. There's no falling out if it's not, again, molestation, rape, or murder. Outside of those things, a loan or this and the other. If you can't afford to give them the money, don't give it to them. And that's not a crap on you, because you can't do it. Because you're putting yourself in a stressful situation, because I can't do it. And I don't want to be mad at you for not being able to do what you say you're going to do. So I'm not going to put that on you either. I'm transferring that negativity to you because I can't do it. And
And
if
you
they
know,
know that, if they
go
know
ahead.
you
I'm
can't
sorry.
do it, they know you can't do it.
I
So
think
anyway,
that's a
there's no
great
falling out.
concept. Yeah. I think that even just hearing you say that, it sits and resonate with me, because I can tell you I'm in a situation in my family that family members have not talked to each other simply over a transaction. And it's been years, and it's so sad, because even at the funeral, they're not going to be able to talk to each other with losing one of our main people or something in our family, which haven't happened yet. But that's very, very sad. And I think the way you even started it by saying, like, hey, don't even go there. I'm going to give it to you, versus me even thinking about you giving it back.
Mm-hmm.
I can say, I have a member in my family that I've given lots of money to, lots of money to. We did have an agreement that it would be returned, and it didn't. And it really hurted me, because I was like, wow, like you know what I'm saying? And then it was even like thrown in my face, to the point to where it was like, the person was doing all other kind of stuff except paying me, to where now it's like an ongoing joke within the family, to where everybody would say, like, man, ain't you gonna pay Kim back though? But ain't you gonna pay Kim back? You doing this, you doing
You in Jamaica.
yeah,
You
you
taking
all over the
trips.
place. Yeah, I mean, you doing all kind of stuff. Just
Mm-hmm.
bought a Benz, and you just still ain't gonna give Kim money. But when
Damn.
you broke up and you down, you don't need it. And then it's. I think everybody do this. Is just everybody. If you in a position like Ed said, and where you do need money, or you something, it's like things that you did for other people do become a little bit more potent.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if it's something that it was some type of an agreement to give it back. And
Right.
I agree with him. I'm not gonna go out. I'm not gonna do nothing that I'm gonna be so dead ass on getting back.
Right.
Because if it's gonna put me in that predicament, then that's my fault, not theirs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Just like we can keep giving our kids all the time, say they're gonna give it back, and then they don't. Well, it's still my fault because I gave it to them.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm the one know the urgency of what I needed it back for.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Yeah.
me being ahead of it. So I agree with you on making transactions. It's just sad that those little things, especially
Yeah.
money, can break up family members that you could be spent loving one another, and
Mm-hmm.
you're not speaking for years. That's sad.
That's a very sad. So, and here's the thing: when you said that, a lot of times I don't verbalize I'm giving this to you. This is just I'm in my heart, in my mind.
Mm.
So I had a conversation with you last week, and you was like, we had talked about something. I said that's not going to be a fallout, because I'm not going into it like that.
Mm-hmm.
between you and me. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
going into it like I'm not all regimented. It's got to be like this. I'm not
Right.
doing that. Now they may, whatever on that side may think I got to do this. Anyway. I'm not going. I'm going into it like, this is what it is. If it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Because I'm doing it from my heart. So, and that's how I operate in life. If it's
Right.
somebody outside, if it's just if we doing whatever, hey, we doing this deal. Like I told you before, when it comes to business, and I don't know you, I told one guy was trying to buy a car from me. I told you the story. He was like $20 or $50 short, but he knew the price when he got there. And he said, "You can't just take $50 short." I said, "I'll crash this car into the damn tree before I give it to you for less than what I told you before you drive out here." Is it like that? Yes. I've already dropped my price down. You don't come here. I don't play that game. I'm not in the desperate crackhead mode. So when it comes to business, I'm on business. When it comes to family, it ain't business. I'm doing something because I care about you. So that being said, motivation. Let's reach out to your family. Like him said, tell them you love them. If you
Tell
ain't spoke to them in a long
somebody,
time, you
whoever
forgive
you
them.
consider a family. Tell them,
Yes. Yes, exactly.
and
And
forgive
then
somebody. I'm gonna go ahead and say I'll start, and maybe Ed, you can. We don't have to name names, but I'm gonna decide today that I'm gonna forgive somebody that I feel like that I didn't want to, but I am gonna forgive them, and I am gonna reach out to them and let them know that I just hope your life okay. I don't got to say I hope everything work out for you. I'm gonna do
right,
that because as Black people, as we said, we talk about what we know, not just what we heard, and I
right,
live what I talk about. That's why
right.
sometimes you might hear me and Ed get to a point where, damn, you know what I mean? Because I don't want to say anything. You're never gonna hear, oh, I said or Ed said anything, and we don't feel it ourselves. That's why you get that passion when we do talk about it.
Right.
And
And
since
I'm
we
just
on that note, Ed, just to let you know, the $50 that I borrowed you at the cigar lounge, I'm looking for that back. There
you
was a
want that back.
transaction agreement.
So I
I
ain't the one you
want
was
you.
forgiving. They ain't the one you forgive. So I wasn't on that forgiving list.
Y'all know we gotta throw some bullshit in the game. I wouldn't be Timmy Tim if I did. I'm on some bullshit. Anything in my purse, my boy can have.
So listen, y'all. Listen, we love you guys. We appreciate you. Like, subscribe, and share to the Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill podcast and the show. We're on pretty much all platforms that we know of. We're going to be on more. And we really appreciate the love we'll be given. We're going live this Thursday at 7 p.m. I'm going to put out that banner today
Yep.
and let people know to come and join us live and interact with us. We really like the interaction. Kimmy's
Yep.
real big on that. She loves talking to the people. I'm not
Mhm.
saying I don't, but she's good at that. And that's her calling. And it's always fun when she does it. Man, I'm down with it too. But yeah, like, subscribe, and share. Get notifications from us. I guess when you
Mhm.
subscribe, you get notifications. But hit the notification
Yeah.
bell, especially on YouTube, so you get the notification. You know that we're coming up. So
And just as
yeah,
we like to support Black business, we want y'all to support ours. This is our
yes,
baby. So
yes.
Mitchell and Mitchell Sip and Spill is something that we want to keep bringing it to you. So the more love y'all feed back to us, the more love we can put out to you.
There you
So with
go.
every businesses too, if you have one, we don't mind shout it out. But if you're not a subscriber, I'm not shouting out nothing. Just to let
Damn
you
it. Okay.
know.
Yeah. Certain
I mean,
connotation.
we gotta have
It is.
accountability at some point. On that note, we out. Have a
Peace.
great Monday.